The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, Ted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
I'm not sure why I can't hear anybody.
Are you muted on this thing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
I can't see you, or I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear anybody? Can you hear Izar?
No. Is it just because I'm going on this?
Your computer?
Audio? Should I go on a phone call instead?
Can you hear?
Yes. Are you there, Izar?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm sure I need to share your screen.
Yeah, if you hand me, make me presenter.
Okay, so let's make you presenter. There you go. You have it?
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second.
Perfect.
Ted, are you with us?
Most definitely.
All right. Shannon, I think we're all here. We're good to go when you're.
Yeah, there's no attendees yet. But as they come in, I guess we can just let it go. Let me just make sure. This morning go ahead.
We could just start. I suggest we just start.
Okay. All right, I'm going to mute. Ted, if you don't mind muting yourself, and I'll begin. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We will be discussing how fast and easy it is to integrate your multiple systems with Salesforce using Magic XDI integration platform. A bit of housekeeping before we begin. The presentation is being recorded and all lines have been muted. If you have any questions, please let us know in the chat box and we will follow up through email due to the short duration of the webinar. I'd like to introduce our two speakers. Our first speaker is Izar Fuentes, who is in charge of our Salesforce business analyst at Magic Software, and Ted Brennan, Senior Solutions Engineer. Without further delay, I will hand it over to Izar.
Thank you, Shannon. So let's talk a little bit more about Salesforce integration. But before we get into that, just to give the audience a better understanding of who Magic is and where we come from. Magic has been a global organization that's been around for a little over 30 years now. We actually started our days back in application development and have been involved with application integration for a little over 18 to 20 years now. As a global organization, we do have about 24 offices worldwide, and we do have a large global footprint when it comes to a network of partners and customers, which is a great asset to an organization like Magic when it comes to conversations around integration and being able to connect with multiple systems, as we try to pull a best of breed knowledge when it comes to not only our technology, but as well as a lot of the solutions that we're implementing around integration for our Salesforce customers. Some of our alliances and connectivity extends to a lot of the major ERPs and CRMs. But first and foremost, we are a Salesforce App Exchange partner. We do have a 5-star app rating that you can go ahead and check out on the App Exchange. But Salesforce is not the only thing we do here. We are also an Oracle Platinum partner. We're an SAP Gold partner. We're a ServiceMax Gold partner. We're one of the only IBM ready or AS400 deployable integration solutions as well. And we also carry an alliance with IBM and a couple of other key strategic organizations. And the concept behind a lot of the relationships that Magic has is in an effort to build and bring more innovation to our platform that our customers can reap the benefits of. So to talk a little bit more about what Magic XDI is or what we mean by integration, I like to kind of talk a little bit more about what business process integration is and what that means to our customer base. So first and foremost, we often encounter our clients that come to us with integration needs. And when they come to us, there's usually two common forms that they consider when it comes to integration approach. And one is a more of your traditional point-to-point type of solution, and a more common integration solution is more of a middleware platform solution like Magic XDI. Now, when customers talk to us and want to understand what route would make sense for them, whether it's a point-to-point or more of a middleware type of approach, it's really an understanding of what the client needs are and what that means if they do decide to go down the point-to-point route. And one thing that we always find is that more likely than not, point-to-point usually becomes a bigger burden to the organization than a more efficient middleware platform solution to help automate these integrations. And some of the most common challenges that we encounter and that we see when we inherit point-to-point projects that then get moved into our platform are things like creating a single point of failure. One of the main pitfalls of point-to-point solutions is that you're really handcuffed to the code and handcuffed to these hard-coded or tightly coupled API integration points that are commonly changing. When Salesforce releases new security protocols like they recently did 6 to 9 months ago with a TLS certification, all of those tightly coupled and point-to-point integration projects break. And that creates a lot of long-term overhead for an IT organization. And that's why whenever we're talking with clients, and the best recommendation that we can make is to, again, really understand what are those immediate needs as well as what are the long-term goals. Because from a short-term perspective, point-to-point might be a more cost-effective route, but from a long-term perspective, that short-term monetary gain translates into a long-term monetary investment that needs to continue to be made into point-to-point solutions. And that's really what middleware solutions like Magic XDI help alleviate, is providing more efficient based integration utility for these integrations. Now, when it comes to middleware solutions and the landscape of different integration approaches from a middleware perspective, there's a good, better, best model, if you will. And what we've seen is a lot of clients might come to us with database integration needs, meaning that they just need to integrate their SQL database with some sort of other pervasive or DB2 or AS400 database located in different locations. Then we also have another type of client that comes to us more looking for application synchronization type of solutions, where it's a one-time push and pull type of a scenario, and it's really more of a scheduled batch type of purpose. And the third common that we see and what we find to be the best integration approach is more of a business process integration methodology. And what that means is taking the business processes that your current users are taking and automating them behind the scenes. So for example, when a user converts a Salesforce opportunity from 90% to 100% and saves the record, the action of them saving that record is automating and kicking off a business process integration to capture that opportunity information and move that into things like an ERP or e-commerce solution or some sort of product life cycle solution where all these opportunity details need to also reside, and vice versa, capturing the information from these various systems and pulling them back into the opportunity and providing those your Salesforce users with a much greater visibility and viewpoint to not only their customer base, but as well as the process and operations behind a lot of the orders and opportunities that they're working with their clients. So with that, I do want to quickly talk what Magic XDI is. Now, Magic XDI, to put it simply, it's an event-based integration utility that's built to automate business processes from multi-direction into multi-system. Magic XDI is not limited to just a database integration or application integration, but it also can do some of these more complex business process orchestrations with the abilities to not only extend these integrations in more of a coded fashion where code is required. Now, to kind of give us a little bit better understanding of what XDI is and how it works, I do want to pass it over to my colleague Ted here so he can give us a better understanding and show us a brief demonstration of what Magic XDI is and how synchronizations work with Salesforce and other systems.
Thanks, Izar. So before you, I have a JDE environment where I'm going to kick off a sales order, and in the process, I built an integration using Magic XPI that is going to pass sales orders from JD Edwards to Salesforce. So it looks like in my Salesforce environment, the most recent order number is 58. So when I kick this off, this will be 59, and it's going to create the customer and the item number on the fly. And I'll go ahead and show you how we do that. So when I kick this off, it created this new order number here. And while that's triggering and being passed, I'm going to go into JD Edwards and show, or my XPI environment rather, and show you how easy it is to work with integrations using our utility and Salesforce. So here I have a number of different validation routines and steps and flows that are creating this sales order. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to kind of show you the logic to my validation. So here I'm using my Salesforce connector that's drag and drop, and it does schema discovery back to the environment. So one of the things I'm doing here is I'm querying to see if the order's in Salesforce already, and if not, it's going to pass that in. So just to kind of show you the power of the tool and how easy this is, when I click on this, it's going to do a schema discovery back to the environment, and it's going to get all of not only the built-in data points, but the custom ones as well. So as you folks know, Salesforce, everything _C in Salesforce is a custom item. So it's not only going to get the custom items, but it's going to get the custom data points as well. And so when I go into my mappings, as you can see here, all my different index fields for sales orders and all the _Cs you see, it's working as well. So when I go into here, I have some logic. First, I'm going to check to see if the account is set up from the customer in JD Edwards, and if not, I'm going to create that on the fly. So here's using the JD connector, doing an upsert to create the account information. And I'm also checking to make sure the item is in the item are set up as products, and if not, I'm actually creating the products on the fly. So when I go into here, I can actually calling a different flow that I've used before where I'm creating products. So I have an initial sync where I'm doing items from the source. I'm creating products in Salesforce. And so the nice thing about our solution is I can go ahead and call previous flows from other flows. So here, I'm creating some products as well. So when I go back into this environment and I do a refresh, that should have my new order number, and there's my new order 59. And when I go in there, you can see the account, Jake Magento, has been created, and the item that was passed from JD Edwards has been created as a product in Salesforce. And so you can see some of the data I passed, and you can see I got the totals, and I'm parsed out some of the total information. I also concatenated some information from JD Edwards Enterprise One. So as you can see, this is a very powerful solution that not only allows you to build and maintain the integrations, but it gives you great visibility into Salesforce as well. So it's a very powerful tool for integrating Salesforce and other applications as well. And to kind of show you some other parts of the solution, we also have a monitoring utility that tells you everything going on in this particular environment. So I can actually pass messages back and forth between this particular environment, and even things like exception messages and metadata. So when I go kind of deep into here, I can see some exception messages that I kept for demonstration purposes. So it gives you a lot of visibility on the environment as well. But I'm not limited to that either. I can also send emails as well. So there's email notifications for exceptions as well. So now I'm going to pass it over to Izar for the remainder of the integration, for the demonstration rather. Izar, you should have control now.
Thanks, Ted. I was just getting myself off mute there.
No worries.
So now that we have a better understanding of what Magic XDI is, how it works, and a better understanding of Magic as an organization, let's see who actually uses Magic. And as you can see here, Magic and some of the customers that we support really spans a wide variety of customers. The flexibility that we have not only within the deployment and architecture, but as well as the flexibility from a project development perspective is really what enables Magic to be a great partner for all types of customers. We have customers in various industries such as retail, healthcare, finance, oil and gas, but we also have customers that are more government agency and nonprofit. And as you guys can see here from this logo list, our customer space really spans across various different areas, and it's really, again, based upon the versatility of the platform and its multiple ways that our clients have been able to leverage us. So to highlight a couple of case studies here, I do want to talk a little bit about AG Jeans. AG Jeans is a global manufacturer of high-end denim jeans, and they came to us a couple years ago with the need to integrate their Oracle JD Edwards, which is a legacy on-premise solution, with a new e-commerce platform that they were considering at the time, which was called Middleware. Now it's known as Salesforce Commerce Cloud. And working through their e-commerce integration need, one of the main reasons why they decided to lead and move forward with Magic was based on our back-end architecture, which is an in-memory data grid architecture. And the in-memory data grid technologies really enables Magic to handle high volumes of data and transactions by leveraging in-memory computing to create a much more robust and stronger messaging infrastructure for these data transactions and manipulations between Salesforce Commerce Cloud and Oracle JD Edwards. And after a couple of stress tests and a couple of iterations of this project, they have now been live and successful for several months, and themselves now act as a use case and a reference for us, and really speak to not only the agility and the speed of development for their integrations, but as well as the flexibility that they had to handle simple integrations in the same way that they handle complex integrations, all within one utility. And that's really what AG Jeans really found the value behind Magic, and providing that all-encompassing integration platform that can do the easy things easy and make the hard things look simple. Next customer I do want to talk about here is Superior or Westmore Industries. And they're a customer located out in Morris, Minnesota, that produce and service gas pumps and all products around different gas stations and the pumps behind them. And they came to us with a similar need to Koos and AG Jeans, where they came asking, look, I need an integration solution to work with my JD Edwards. And they were looking at a couple of different products. Not only did they have Salesforce as their CRM, but they were also looking at field service solutions, and one in particular, ServiceMax, where they were looking to have one platform that can work with all these various systems. And considering that ServiceMax is a Force.com application, we leveraged our Salesforce adapter to communicate natively with the custom objects that is ServiceMax. And as a result of it, the client was able to leverage their existing investment in not only Oracle, but their existing investment in Magic and their existing investment in Salesforce to onboard and bring on this field service solution. And it really helped extend that ROI that the client had from those initial system investments in providing reusability. Having ServiceMax integrated and working on top of Salesforce provided that much more value for Salesforce and the investment they made there. And leveraging Magic to integrate all these systems together is where they found that long-term ROI from their strategic moves, and infrastructure deployment. So to really sum up here, Magic is really integration specialists. You know, we like to say that we're integration consultants first and we're an ISV second, meaning that our goal is to ensure that clients have the right recommendations when it comes to architecting their integration solutions. Second to that is us really being a platform provider and an ISV for Salesforce and leveraging our middleware utility for this low-code business process integration. So main thing is to why consider Magic is that we really show long-term ROI on your existing investments. And having that all-encompassing, reusable, and scalable integration platform is what really enables Magic and our customer base to achieve some of that long-term ROI. And that's really one of the main driving factors to why customers work with Magic. Faster time to deployment, ease of development, flexibility of use cases are all different areas that our clients have really seen the value and reward with in their investment with Magic XDI, and that's really what we're a strong partner for. So with that, I do want to thank you all for joining the webinar today. Like Shannon said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to send them through the chat, and we will be responding to them by email. But other than that, I do want to thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.